pepper? Okay. Just a little bit. Oh, that's good. Okay, now mix it. Thank you.
As you can see, guys, my son loves to cook, and this is what I cooked up for this past August guest posing at the Central Valley Classic. Overall, I wasn't like really excited about the way I was looking, but for guest posing, I thought it was okay. And what really disturbed me though was seeing my hamstrings looking this flat. That's genetically a strong body part, and to see it that flat, I knew that prep wasn't a good one. Too assertive. Just really didn't take my time getting in the shape I wanted to, and because of it, pretty damn flat. Now you can see here I am currently off season. This is what 6-7 weeks post guest posing, and my hamstrings are like back to what they should be. And for me, it meant getting back to simplify shit training. Prior to me getting back to where I am, now after 6 or 7 weeks, I was trying to do too much volume, and really kind of losing sight of my core principles and my core basics, the philosophies, the approach, the methods that have gotten me where I was last year, as far as going to Worlds, winning the Pro International. So getting back to my core values, and that is making sure quality is priority number one, making sure that form technique is at its best, and only doing enough volume to create that stimulus and what I can recover from. And I think basically while prepping for that guest posing, I was trying to push the volume via sets, and I don't think I was fully getting recovered. And add that on top of being in a deficit. It just really just kind of put my physique basically through the ringer, and it showed on stage looking flat, and looking kind of like not very healthy. So now the last 6-7 weeks, simplifying my training again, capping the volume at no more than 3 sets per movement, whereas before I was taking it up to 5 sets. And because of that, again, I'm able to focus on quality, and the intensity's up in my training, meaning I could focus more energy into 3 sets versus 5, let's say. So the loads have been going up. The last 6-7 weeks, I've been able to kind of just progressively keep increasing my loads. I have a linear progression scheme set up again. So things right now are rolling along really well, and I'm really excited to finish out my off season. I have basically all of October and all of November, and chances are I'm probably going to start my prep for 2016 in the beginning of December. And what I'm really excited about is having Coach Loomis in my corner to handle my nutrition. I think he's really, really good when it comes to nutrition programming, and it's going to be just, I want to be able to learn something new and something different from another perspective, and I think he brings that perspective that I'm looking for. So I'm really just excited to be working with him directly for nutrition, and of course I'll have the other coaches here, Andrea, Brad, Eric, Berto in my corner, and whatever aspect of my prep that I need from them, I won't hesitate to, call on them, because I do think 5 heads are better than 1. So just the last couple of months, I'm basically just going to keep doing what I've been doing, basically like linear progression scheme, capping my volume so my quality remains high. And the big change that I also made was splitting my training into 2 sessions per day. So right now I'm training 4 days per week, as you guys seen. Doing for the first 5-6 weeks, I was doing 1 compound in the morning, and then I would do some 2 accessories in the evening. But I wasn't able to get everything I wanted to get in a week's time because of that, and it was just basically I was trying to train 5 days a week, and I know for me 5 days is too much. So I know 4 days is my sweet spot. It gives me 3 days of rest, and it keeps my performance going. So basically what I did was I do 2 compounds in the morning now, and then I do 2 accessories in the evening, and energy has been just like through the roof. Training, like I said, it's been going really well. All my lifts are moving up, and they're moving up, and what's really important for me is that the technique and the form isn't compromised. So a form of progress that I think many people don't really take into consideration is form, technique. If we're really eager to increase loads, and maybe we go too quickly with that, the form technique breaks down. Maybe we're asking, we're changing leverages by changing our body positioning to move the weight. Maybe we start using momentum. So in my opinion, sometimes when that happens, it's like taking volume away from the direct muscle you're trying to work. So, for example, on these overhead presses, let's say I was just like really using my leg drive or really just leaning over to try to get the weight up. Therefore, I'm kind of asking other things to move the weight besides the targeted muscle, which is my delts. So that's been just the focus, is just making sure the quality is high. I'm targeting that muscle group the way it's supposed to be targeted, and I'm just slowly adding the loads without sacrificing that form. And again, my quality, my intensity, all that has just improved since that mindset of, okay, I need to increase volume via sets, adding more and more sets to my workouts, which in my opinion, for me personally anyways, it was really a negative thing. So just this is how I'm going to finish out the next 2 months. And it just, in 2011 when I was prepping, it's a similar setup that I have, not the AM PM workouts, but the progression scheme I have in place. And it's basically just kind of reinforcing what I did last year as far as quality, and keeping the workouts, high quality and all that. So I think right now the formula anyways for the rest of October, November, and I think all the way in, probably from now on moving forward, is never lose sight of that quality. And I think I kind of got lost there for a second trying to push more volume. I wanted to try something new, which I really encourage people to do, is like try things, see if they work. So I did that. I kept an open mind. Let's see if more sets, more, getting more volume that way would work out. And I found my answer for myself. It doesn't work for me. So I know that capping my volume at a certain point as far as sets, it only enhances my quality again, and I'm able to move more loads. And when you're moving more loads, that's another form of more volume. So I found a nice blend of getting volume through actual working sets and actually the loads. So it's been working really well. So that's the formula moving forward. And the goal for the competition season for 2016, and it was kind of like what I mentioned at the start of my last prep, was that I know if I beat my former self, like I improve my physique, whether that's a 0.5%, 10%, 20%, whatever the case may be, and I have to expect that, now at the age of 44, going to be 45 probably the next time I step on stage, that the improvements, they're not going to be probably drastic, but if I could just get, even a 0.5% better, that I know as long as I do that, I'll be competitive on a pro stage. So it's not so much, I'm training right now to beat certain bodybuilders. The only specific bodybuilder I'm trying to beat is myself, and that is the only goal right now, because I know if I do that, like I said, I'll be competitive on the stage. And again, another goal for me too is to make this prep even better as far as balance, like making sure that my family doesn't feel the effects of the sport. And it's hard to do, and I keep getting better at it, but I want to make that even better this time around. So that's about it, guys. And here is a quick look of what I'm kind of looking like now. So yeah, I am definitely in good position this year as far as off season to really tackle this guy and kick the shit out of him in 2016. So that is the goal. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk soon.